ICF Certified Coach. So this is the main focus of today's session. So I know that many people are interested in coaching, maybe practicing coaching, but wondering what it takes to be an ICF certified coach. Knowing that ICF is the most notorious body in the coaching world. So I just describe it as I'm always making this analogy. So it is the same as the FIFA for football. So for coach, we have the ICF. So it's like FIFA for football. So if you'd like to be really accredited and accepted somehow in this the world of coaching, I know that there are many other bodies, but like some other bodies in Europe and elsewhere, but ICF is really global and the most famous and notorious one. So let's buckle down on in what we will be going through today. So the outline of this session, we have mainly 5 points. So we're gonna start with the coaching definition. We'll clarify that distinction between coaching and therapy. So we'll clear that confusion between both. And then we are gonna talk about the importance of being certified by ICF and how it would happen. So what would be the process to follow to get certified by ICF. And as I told you, so if you have at any moment, if you have any questions, so you can just stop me and ask your question. So the session is yours. Okay, so let's get started with the first point. So the coaching definition. So coaching is, the easiest way to define coaching is the following. So coaching is about this. So helping people moving from where they are now, and this can be called the self-image, so their current image of themselves, so to the point they'd like to be in the future. To that situation of success, so to be more precise, from fear, frustration, victimizing, to that place where they are happy, succeeding in everything they want to succeed in. So it's coaching is simply about this. It's taking you from the place of frustration, of anxiety, of fear, of a really low self-esteem, to a place where you're really blossoming, shining, achieving whatever you'd like to achieve and living the life of your dreams. So why isn't that easy? Because it's not the path is not really paved. This is part of life, so we face challenges, we face obstacles. So, and coaching is about helping us with that. So talking about obstacles, so the question here, what kind of obstacles we may face in life? So many obstacles, actually. You can just to mention a few. It can be lack of time, so we don't have enough time. So I'm willing to go in an adventure, travel, or launch my business, but I don't have enough time to do it because I have another job. So that's one possible constraint and obstacles. Maybe it's money, so I don't have enough money. Maybe it's health, so I can't endure that much effort, work. I can go here and there, so I'm kind of getting some age. It's not the right moment for me to do it. Maybe it's lack of education. I don't have the skills. Maybe connection, so I don't have the right network to do it. But you know what? These all are just excuses. Why? They are excuses, and they are not real obstacles, because as the The British philosopher Bertrand Russell said the very best proof that something can be done is that someone else has already done it. And if we look at these things, if we take time, money, health, education, or anything else, so we'll discover that many people were in the same situation, in the same situation as we are right now, and they did it. So why they did it, and why not we, and why not us? And that's exactly because not so the thing is not about the obstacles, the outer obstacles. It goes deeper, and it's about the inner obstacles. And that's why Tony Robbins says something interesting. He says success is 80% psychology and 20% skills. So to succeed in anything, it's a matter of four things, and these are the things that I'm gonna talk about. It's about your faith, it's about your capabilities, it's about your motivation, it's about your willing to do to put down the required effort. And what's happening actually is that we're nurturing, we're feeding negative thoughts in our mind. We call them limiting beliefs. And why we call them limiting beliefs? Because they are really jeopardizing and hampering our faith, our confidence, self-confidence, motivation, and action. So we kind of really talking negatively to ourselves. And that's why whatever situation we are in right now, it's never gone to be a positive situation. Maybe we have many opportunities, maybe we have many assets, but we're not really valuing them the right way. We're not even looking at them. We're not even conscious about them. Why? Because we're focusing on the negative things, and we're just looking at ourselves in a negative way. And just if we discover that huge potential we have inside ourselves, that will make all the difference. And that's the thing that will make us really feel alive, energized, motivated, and dream big, and chase that dream with all at full throttle, with all the energy we have. So the real obstacle, the real thing actually standing between us and our dreams is our limiting beliefs, is our thoughts, what we call the patterns we have in our mind. They are kind of script, a negative script running over and over in our mind. And we need to discover first, to see that patterns. We need to see it, to discover it, to analyze it, to go deep to its main, to its root cause, the main source. Where is it coming from? And figure out how to actually replace that negative pattern with a new one. But we can't do it. It's hard for us to do it alone, because as the saying goes, you can't see the picture when you are in the frame. And that's why we need a coach to work with, to help us with that. And that's the power of coaching. The power of coaching, that it helps you go so deep in yourself to discover these negative thoughts running inside, these negative emotions, these things blocking us from being free, from being alive, from taking the courage to do whatever we're passionate about. So that's actually the power of coaching. So, and talking about the limiting beliefs, look at what happens actually with these limiting beliefs, because they are actually the result of our past experiences. We keep going through negative experiences, through what some people call failures, but actually they are not failures. They are part of our life experiences, and we the only one the only and one way to learn is through experiences. So an experience never fails. So it's always positive, but we consider it as a failure, and that's actually a negative pattern. So, and we keep going through these challenges, not getting what we expect out of these challenges, and that actually reinforces the negative thoughts, and we start calling ourselves things like frivolous, liar, weak, careless, cheater, jerk, nobody, selfish, cowards, shallow, opportunist, loser, and many other things actually. And we keep putting that in our subconscious mind. And our cart is full of that. So the question is, how would our cart move ahead faster with these overloaded with these negative thoughts? So it's really impossible. So it's really tough. So that's why we need to free this cart, to actually load it off, to move all the negative these negative thoughts, so that we feel really lighter, energized, proud of ourselves, confident, and really energized to move ahead faster and achieve whatever we would like to achieve. So the question now, what makes coaching different from therapy? Because coaching is about working with people to discover these limiting beliefs, and then I won't say erase them, because whatever we do will still, there will be some limiting beliefs there. But how we can transform these negative beliefs into an empowering beliefs? So this is the question: what to do to replace the negative by positive things? So and here there are many similarities between coaching and therapy. And even therapy, it's about that. It's about working with people on their psychology at a very deep level, to discover these limiting beliefs and do something about them and move ahead. So what's the difference between coaching and therapy? For therapy, it's the same scheme, it's the same picture, it's the same goal, which is actually helping people moving from where they are now to the place they'd like to be at in the future, and overcome the obstacles. But this is really interesting. Look at this picture now, and this is actually what characterizes therapy. So to get to that place, it's not just about the outer obstacles, it's about the inner obstacles that keep people chained to the past. So that keeps people really chained to the past. So this is the thing. So how to help people, this is about therapy, how to help people break that chain and move freely to the next step, to the next stage of their lives. But for coaching, it's, and by the way, this chain is, it has many names in psychology or psychotherapy. So how to break that chain, and we call them disorders, pathologies like anxiety, panic attack, phobia, schizophrenia, syndrome, disorders. So these are part of that chain we need to study and break, to help people renew their lives and resurrect again, powerful, energized, and ready to face life's challenges. For coaching is totally different. For coaching is about really the current situation, the same. So it's we have many similarities, but we'll see in a while the difference between both. So it's about moving from now, from the current situation to the future, but we're not chained to the past. We're not chained to the past. What we have, these limiting beliefs that some people consider as a chain, as something really tying us strongly to our past, is just a kind of cotton rope, cotton fiber. So it's easy to remove. It's not, but it is considered as a chain in our brain. So it's just, the thing is in our mindset. So the chain is in our mindset, and it's up to us to decide to move on. So if we keep focused on the future and decide to move on, so what would happen? We will break that chain. We will break that. We will cut that rope, and we will be free. So it's not about the future, the past. The past is about the future. So the thing is to look at the future, look at our dreams, believe in ourselves, and start moving ahead. And once we decide to do it, all the limiting beliefs will actually fall apart, and we'll feel lighter, freer, happier, and so on. So this is the main difference between psychology, psychotherapy, and coaching on the other hand. So let me rephrase it, let me explain it differently. So for therapy, we have some kind of disorders, psychological disorders, and they are really very tight, very strong. They are chaining us to the past, and we won't move ahead unless we fix these disorders. So we're kind of broken from within, and we need to put these places back into their places to move ahead. For coaching, no, we don't have anything broken inside. We're whole, we're complete human beings, we're talented, we're gifted, we have what it takes to achieve whatever we dream of. So, but that potential can't be activated unless we stop looking backward, focusing on the negative. So we stop doing all of that and just believing in ourselves, believing in our dreams, and taking that decision to take risks, to step out of the comfort zone and move ahead. So these are the main differences. So psychology, psychotherapy, it's a past present approach. Coaching is a present future approach. Psychology and psychotherapy is about fixing a problem, a psychological disorder, to move ahead. Coaching, no, it's not about that. It's about actually activating the inner potential lying dormant within yourself. So the potential is there, but it's sleeping, so you need to awaken it. And here I recall that really interesting book I recommend for everyone by Tony Robbins called Awaken the Giant Within You. So we have giants within ourselves, and just we need to awaken them to move ahead. So why becoming an ICF certified coach? So the first point is, if you'd like to become a coach, that's really interesting. And from that, I know that you're someone who would like to help people. You'd like to serve, you'd like to contribute. And also I would know that you'd like to, by willing to help people, you'd like to help yourself first. And that's really true. Because if we work on ourselves to become coaches, the first thing that will happen is that we will change, that we will discover our potential, that will really unleash our inner dormant potential. So we change first, then we can help people to change. So that's about coaching in general. But what's specific about ICF? Why not just go for any kind of training and be a certified coach? Why going further and doing an ICF accredited program? So why that? Knowing that, we all know that an accredited certified program by ICF would be more expensive, not that cheap. So why not just being contented with a kind of ordinary coaching training program and go for ICF. Why is that? So mainly for two reasons. So what are these reasons? The first reason is when you go for ICF, so you learn. So it's about learning coaching skills. So an ICF has its own core competencies, what we call core competencies. So the first thing you do, you need to do to become an ICF coach is to go for an accredited training program and study coaching according to ICF core competencies. So it's about learning how to coach people the right way. And I can tell you here that it makes all the difference. Why? Because when you do it the ICF way, it's a completely different thing. Really, it's a completely different thing because it becomes powerful. These competencies give you the skills, the tool, the way to really tap into that deep emotions, values, feeling, so that inner side of your client, help him really go so deep in these kind of deep places, discover them, and resurrect again completely a different person with different motivation, with different faith, believe in himself, in his dreams, and actually knowing exactly what to do to move to the next level and to take the next step. So learning, so going for an ICF accredited program is first about that. It's about adding value. It's about doing it the right way so you can add value to your clients. And I can tell you, I had many comments from people I know saying that we've been coached by people, but some people, and it wasn't that much effective. And they were kind of telling us what to do this and that, and we felt not really. We felt actually led to something that do not actually express our real intention, our real motivation, our real self-ideal. So, and wasn't that much impactful. But I can tell you also that from my own experience and from also the experience of all the ICF coaches I know, when you do coaching, using the ICF competencies, it will be really, it's powerful. I don't know, I won't say that all the ICF coaches are really magicians. They can actually switch and shift people quickly like this from one situation to another. They can do everything and change everything. No, it's not that would be a real. No, it's not that, but I can tell that ICF core competencies, if we master them, so they are really powerful and they can help the client, if the client is willing to be coached, if he's ready to do it. ICF core competencies can help him discover a lot of things about himself and discover these limiting beliefs blocking him, actually pushing him, pulling him back, stopping him from achieving his goals. And knowing that it's not a shallow change. It's not a change, a momentary emotion thrust of emotions. It goes beyond that. If we coach people these ways, if we coach people this way, so it's not about achieving something now. It's more than that. It's about creating a sustainable and long-term change. I can see some questions on the chat box. So Nizar, he's saying, can I give an advice to my client in a coaching session? So that's actually what I'm talking about. So we can't do that. According to ICF core competencies, no. So it's the client journey, it's the client story. He knows better than anyone else what's going on, either internally or externally, and that's in these circumstances, in that situation. So he's leading the way. He's leading the way. He's the one that brings the answers. And I'm here just to ask him to ask him powerful questions, to sometimes provoke him, but provoke him with my questions, without giving him any kind of advice. And if I'm doing the thing the right way, according to ICF core competencies, so I have really powerful tools that will help the client actually break through that psychological wall, stopping him from going so deep inside himself and discover these, revisit these corners of doubt, corners of fear, corners of victimizing, corners of frustration. So if I do the thing the right way, so I'll help him revisit all these places that naturally anyone actually repulse, wouldn't like to revisit and feel again the negative emotions that come with these past experience. So we all of us, we would like to move away from these emotions, negative emotions, these past experience, but a coach help you to revisit all these places, being confident, also accept them, accept these things as part of your life, your story, and even change the meaning of these experiences from something negative to something positive, and know exactly that you're capable of moving ahead toward whatever you'd like to achieve, and accept all the past as being part of who you are right now, and as a gift that was given to you to shape your character, your personality, and give you all the tools, all the skills that will allow you to challenge yourself and challenge whatever comes in your way in the future. I can see also another question. Amar is saying, how can coaching improve performance? Yeah, for sure. Performance is what? Performance is the same. So the same analogy apply for every coaching situation. And the analogy is, I'm now here, I'd like to be there in the future, and there is something standing in between. And my performance, my current performance is the point A, where I am now. And I'm frustrated with that performance. And the ideal performance is the point B, the point I'd like to be at. So now what stands in between? Maybe some factual thing, like some skills to learn, maybe scheduling, time management, things like that. But maybe also it goes deeper than that. Maybe it's not about time schedule, because I used time scheduling, time management, I used all this stuff, but I was unable to change. Because of what? Not because of that, because of something deeper. And doing a coaching session will help discover that thing, that deeper thing. Maybe it's about fear. I'm afraid of something. Maybe I have a little self-worth, so low self-worth. So I'm not really, I don't believe in myself, especially in that situation, that type of thing to do. Maybe it's relational, maybe it's social knowledge in whatever area. So maybe there is some negative ties, emotional ties to that kind of situation, and they need to discover that. And so it's not, as I told you, it's not about solving one situation. So if you go to a coach, so it's not about this particular situation. It's about you as a person. It's about changing you as a person to be able to deal with this, and also all the upcoming challenges, similar challenges. So it's about changing you more than dealing with the situation. Does it make sense, Amar? So I hope I answered your question, Amara. So let's move on. So the first point, why it's really important to be an ICF coach, is to add value in your coaching style, your coaching performance. Also, it's about credibility. Also, it's about credibility, because now more than ever, the first question if of course, especially with businesses now that are aware of this, so the first question they ask you, so are you accredited or not? So it's really important for you to win the trust of your clients to be an ICF coach. So how to become an ICF certified coach? So here I'll go through the process that will help you do it. So the first thing you need to know that there are 3 levels of accreditation, so of ICF coaches. The first level is the ACC coaches. So first you need to be an ACC coach, and then you move to a PCC coach, and then to an MCC coach. So what's the difference between the 3 levels? The difference is about the amount of education of hours, accredited hours you've accumulated. Also the difference in terms of experience, how many people you've coached, and so on. So let me go through these difference between the three levels. So starting with the ACC, I'll start with the ACC. So the first level of, as I said, so of coaching, being accredited as a coach, is the ACC. So if you are first accredited by ICF, you become an ACC, and then from ACC you move to PCC and MCC. But to become an ACC, you have many options. So you can be an ACC coach through mainly through three paths. The first one is the portfolio path. The second one is the ACSTH path. And the third one is the ACTP path. So the goal is what? It's the same goal, to be an ACC, to be an ICF ACC coach. But you can achieve that goal through 3 paths, 3 different ways. The first way is, I hope that clear. So the first way is the portfolio path. What is it about? So you need to accumulate 60 hours of coaching, specific training. So you look for an accredited coaching training program, and you do 60 hours of training. And with the 60 hours, you do also 10 hours of mentor coaching. So what's the difference between the first and the second types of hours? The first is kind of training. So you look for a training program in coaching, which is actually which needs to be accredited by ICF, and then you do kind of 10 hours a year, 15 hours here, 20 hours here in different institutions, in different academies, or in one academy. Just you accumulate 60 hours of training and training on the ICF core competencies. But the mentor hours is kind of practicing it's about practice. So it's not about studying, it's about practice. So with a mentor, you have a mentor that follows you applying the coaching skills and tells you exactly what was great, what needs to be tweaked, and so on. So it's about reviewing your coaching performance. That's the difference between the first and second types of hours. With that, to be an ACC coach, you need to accumulate 100 hours of coaching experience. So you need to coach people for 100 hours. and 70 of them need to be actually paid. So we have here 3 requirements, and we have also the 4th requirement, which is the completion of the coach knowledge assessment, which is an online exam on ICF website. So once you're done with the 3 first, you submit your application, and they send you the link to this online exam. And with that also you submit an audio recording with the written transcript of it. So you record the coaching session of 30 minutes, and you do the transcript of it, and you send them. So, and based on that, ICF will go through your application, assess it, and see if everything was done the right way. And if it is the case, so you get your ACC credentials. Does it make sense? Is it clear, guys? If is it clear, please tape 1 on the chat box. Clear or not? Yes, clear. Amar said yes. Nizar, okay, thank you. So this is the first path. The second path and the third one, they are really I won't say similar, but with less requirement, with more requirements actually. How is that? It depends, less or more. Let me explain. So here for the ACSTH path, what was the difference between portfolio path and the ICSTH path? The portfolio is kind of many hours collected. So you collect hours from different programs. But here it's one program, and it's a program that is accredited. So it's not just hours that are accredited and you collected them. No, it's a program called ACSTH program, and it's accredited by the ICF. Also, these hours are accredited, so nothing to mention here. So they are accredited, but they are hours, just hours. You keep collecting them until you achieve 60 hours. So you move to ICF website and submit your application. Here, no, it's really a whole program that focuses on ICF core competencies, ethical guidelines, and so on. So it's you enroll in a program, and that program should exceed with its hours the 60 this threshold. So it needs to be above 60 hours, and with the same thing as the first one. So you need 10 hours of mentoring coaching, a minimum of 100 hours of coaching experience, the test or the online exam, and the audio recording and written transcript. So you need the same thing. The only difference is about this. So it's really an accredited entire program. It's not just scattered hours. With the ACTP path, so if you enroll in an ACTP path, it's easier. Why? An ACTP program, by the way, is a program, a coaching training program that goes above 125 hours. So you enroll in a program of more than 125 hours. And if you do that, so we will free you and relieve you from what? From the test. So you won't do the test and you won't send the recording. Just you have to submit your certificate with 10 hours of mentoring coaching and your 100 coaching hours. So these are the difference between the 3 paths to get to the ACC level. Now we move to the PCC level. Just as a reminder, so the ACC level is the first accreditation as a coach, as an ICF coach. But once you'd like to move to a higher level, so the higher one is the PCC level. So let's move to the requirements of the PCC level. So these are the requirements. So here you need to accumulate. So slight differences with the first one. You need to accumulate around one or above 125 hours of coaching. So also they are scattered hours from different training programs. But here you need to enroll in an ACSTH program that goes beyond the 125 hours. And here you enroll in an ACTP program. So notice that the 10 hours of coaching, mentor coaching are always there. And here we require what? We require not just 100, an experience of 100 hours. Here we require 500 of coaching hours. Still, we need to go to the website and pass the online exam. And also now it's not just about one recording, it's about two recording or recorded sessions. So the bar is higher now with the PCC. The bar is higher in terms of training, more hours, in terms of experience, more hours, in terms of also recording or recorded sessions, two, not just one. So we move from ACC to PCC to MCC, and what's the MCC? The MCC is the highest level of coaches in the ICF career. So, and here, so it's always putting the bar higher. So now the training program is not just about 125 hours, it's about 200 hours. Still, we need to have the mentor coaching hours. But here, look at this, it's really huge. So you need to have coached for more than 250 hours. So which is really a huge number of hours, and that tells a lot about your experience. You need to do the online test, and here also to submit two recordings. So these are the different levels of accreditation in ICF. So I hope this is clear. So I can't see a lot of reactions from your side. So I don't know whether it's clear or not. So is it clear, guys? So you know now the difference between ACC, PCC, and MCC. I hope so. So I hope that now the thing is clear. So if you'd like to be an ACC, to sum up, if you'd like to be an ACC certified coach, which is the first level, so the first thing you need to do is to enroll in an accredited coaching program and do more than 60 hours of coaching sessions. And then you need to do 10 hours of mentoring, coach mentoring, and also an experience of 100 coaching hours. So you need to be, you need to have coached for, you need to coach for more than 100 hours, submit one recorded session, coaching session, and also go to the website and submit. And once you submit and you get your submission accepted, you'll be sent a link, and then you take the exam. And if you succeeded, you get your credentials. I hope that makes that makes sense. Okay, now we will move to another thing. So if you decided now to be an ICF coach, and the major challenge for you is how to get, how to know whether this program is accredited or not, where to find an accredited program. It's easy. So you go to, and by the way, you can use this to check whether any program is accredited or not. So you can go to ICF website, go to this section, which is training program, search service, TPPS, TPSS, so training program search service. And once there, you can use many keywords to search for your training program. You want it to be an ACSTH, an ACTP, or CCE. So pick the one you'd like. Training delivery method, what kind of program you'd like, online, offline. So what country, what language. So you can type in your keywords to fine tune your search. Also the location, the language, the kind of niche you'd like to specialize in, or what kind of training programs in that area. So you can also fine tune your search. Also, and this is important actually, so you can have an organization in mind. So you want to search that specific coaching business. So you can type it here, and if it is there and it is accredited, so you can find it. For example, let me give you an example. So if you write down there Excelencia, for example, so which is our business. So if you type in Excelencia and you start the search, you will find something like this. So you will find whether that business is accredited or not. So that's it. So with this, I came to the end of the webinar and the presentation. So I'm all ears. If you have any question, please go ahead. So do you have any question? You can open the mic if you want. So put yourself unmute and talk if you'd like, or you can use the chat box to ask your questions. So the floor is yours, guys. So a question from Dilip Pandya. What are the levels of fees an ICF coach can charge? Is there a benchmark? Yeah, so it depends. It depends on many things, actually. So I won't say there is really a common, or I think for an off-the-shelf thing for everyone, but it depends on many factors. And among these factors, the country, the purchasing power of the country. It depends on whether you're working with individuals or businesses. It's not the same. Also, it depends on the niche. So if you're working with, for example, with students or families, it's not the same as working with executives. So it depends on many things. But once you decide to go for a niche, so one of the questions you need to answer and study is actually the fees in that niche. And we need to do you need to do some kind of benchmarking within the same area, within the same country, to decide whether to go for it or not. So I can't exactly tell, but you can go to ICF website, and there are many studies there, and done by Pricewaterhouse, and surveys, a lot of surveys, and they say that they talk about different sums, different amounts, and actually it's not. Yeah, I don't want to to say things like the average is $500 per hour. That's the one of the outcome of that study. But you know, it's that's the average, because it depends on the coach, on his name, branding, the kind of clients he's working with. But it's not always true for all the coaches. Amara, thank you. It's an informative session. Thank you, Amara. I'm pleased to have you with us today. Dilip is asking another question. How much time would it take if I start from scratch to become? Can we complete the training program simultaneously, or they need to be taken sequentially? So you know, it depends on the program you choose. So maybe you can, if you'd like if you are in a hurry, so you'd like to finish quickly, you can find or search for an intensive program. So maybe it's an intensive and offline program. So that goes over 2 weeks. So within 2 weeks, you will complete the 60 hours with the 10 hours of mentoring. But if you'd like to work on your own pace and doing that while you're working, so you can find something online and do it that way. So maybe it goes. So you know, it depends on many factors, but it depends on your choice. And you want to go to the website there and look for the accredited training programs and see what kind of advantages they are offering. But I can tell. So on average, so it takes some at least 6 months to 2 years. So if someone do it at his whims, not really doing out of passion. So it can go for 2 years, but the average is goes from 6 months to 1 year if you really if you work on that earnestly and seriously. So you can do it in 6 months. Thank you, Fadila. So thank you all, guys. It was really interesting and exciting session. So I hope that was useful. So if you have any question, if you'd like to know more, so please, you have my Facebook page, you have my email, so you can just the easier way is to go to Facebook and search for my name. I'll tape it down here, and you just ask any question. I'll be more than glad to answer you. So thank you all, and see you soon in another webinar. Thank you, guys. Last question by Dilip. So do some percentage of coaches fail in what? In education? So I don't think coaches fail in education, but in business, it's another thing, because they need to acquire coaching skills and entrepreneurial skills too. And that's also important. And we can keep this carry on in this discussion if you want, Dilip. Just reach out to me on Facebook, on Messenger, and I'll be more than happy to answer all your questions. Thank you, guys, and see you soon. Bye.